January the 15th, Elementz was invited to Tzur Sholom for an interactive collaboration of cultures. Needless to say, we were warmly welcomed.
This passage from the Torah about loving your neighbor means to me that we should get to know our neighbor so that ultimately we can get to know more about ourselves.
So Elementz Hip Hop and Tzur Sholom came together to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., essentially by embracing each other's neighbors. So this was an opportunity for a segment of the inner city and a segment of the Jewish community to come together to know each other.
After introductions, everyone eagerly scattered to their respective classes.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to draw what God has spoken.
First up was graffiti artist Faith. Faith instructed the youth of Tzur Shalom how to express the Word of God through visual art.
Elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and elbow.
Next, dance instructor Kasib Hassan demonstrated the fun of hip-hop dance to the youth.
Right, left, one. Basically, when teaching youth that have never danced before, it's basically they're a sponge. So anything that you teach them, they'll soak up. So it's more of an experience for me when it comes to teaching them about, just seeing what they can repeat, seeing what they can pick up. I enjoy watching them get excited about what they've actually learned. So you teach them a couple of steps, and then they look at you like, oh, I got it.
Next, Brother Abdullah and myself shared our own stories of injustice, and the youth shared their own as well.
The police dog came and knocked over the top part of their fence, and then a police officer came through and they got them.
Basically, what I learned from the Temple Sholom experience was that no matter what walk of life you come from, what class you're from, inner city, suburbs, everyone experiences injustice, and these injustices hinder us and put fear in everybody's heart. But once we overcome these fears and these injustices, these barriers, we realize that we're pretty much all the same.
I feel myself breathing again. It's been so long since I took such a deep cleansing breath.
Next, spoken word artists Jory and Josh showed the youth the fundamentals of writing poetry.
What I'm going to demonstrate is why it's difficult to be able to hear two things at the same time and then try to make a decision on what you need to do.
Next, the youth had the opportunity to learn the basic techniques of DJing from DJ April Rain.
Well, when I asked them the question about the history part, a lot of them didn't know about the basics, about where it came from and things of that nature. But they really was pulled in by the scratching. Really engaged. We had a couple of ones that really stood out and just took to it and just was going to town. So I mean, it was really popular, and I think the youth at the Temple Sholom really enjoyed it, and I had a great time as well.
How to freestyle, so when I got to spit, so give a round of applause for our participants.
Next, MC40 gave the students a fun demonstration in the art of freestyle rap.
For me,
but people probably don't want to listen to my life. It may be boring to them. There's a key word, might.
Next, Nitty Morris had the chance to speak with the parents of Tzur Sholom about life in the inner city.
What you were saying was a very universal story. I found it fascinating.
Yeah, I feel they had a better understanding of the inner city. Some who came completely naive to the life of the inner city left. You know what I'm saying? Actually relating to the stories and life of the inner city.
Derek Peoples also had the chance to address the parents about the importance of making connections such as Tzur Shalom and Elementz.
The youth at the temple, I think they benefited from being able to connect with our youth down in the inner city and be able to understand, you know, the love thy neighbor and understand what our youth go through. On our end, it's good for our youth as well to be able to interact with people outside of their community that they don't normally interact with every day.
At the end of the day, it was time to come together and display what we all learned.
Born in Pennsylvania. Cheering is my thing, but I also like to sing.
This reminds me of, using it makes me think of a bow.
So what really impressed me about going to Temple Sholom was watching the kids and seeing how much fun they were having learning these new skills. And the most exciting thing was to see them all come together at the end and show us what they had learned and see their own skills. And I particularly liked the rappers. The little kids that were rapping, that was so neat. It was a real exciting day. We had a great time.